It's a beautiful Saturday, and you're chilling with me, your host Lulah. And today I decided that we continue the story of the scammers or being scammed. And I just wanted to point out this before we dive into the whole conversation of what happened and continue talking about it. That each and every single time, one thing I like about oral storytelling is that each and every single time a story is told and it's retold, it's almost like it's a different story all over again. However, I'm not saying I'm gonna start relaying the story or retelling the story to you guys. I'm just saying that I've realized that the more and more I've had to tell the story from the first time it happened to now, I've told it maybe like 5 to 10 times. I've repeated it to different people, and each and every single time I tell it to someone else, it to me starts sounding like it's a new story. However, it's the same story, and I guess remembering things and having to reflect on things kind of comes in handy. So within the storytelling component, that you end up telling the story, and even when you're telling it, it sounds as though you're adding or subtracting certain things from the story itself. So I guess with that being said, no story or no recollection of events that once took place is ever accurate, like 100% accurate. They say this in history, that no history is ever told in full. Even a historian himself can always say there are parts that they don't know, because even though they were there, you can't really put to detail each and every single thing that happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I was just like putting this out there so that you guys understand that there are others whom I may have told, my friends, my family, my relatives, this story, and maybe them listening to it here, they might get more details, or they might realize that there are certain details that I have not added to the story, and I guess it's part of oral storytelling. So yeah, let's continue with the story itself and stop conducting a lecture on oral storytelling. So with the last time on the last video, which the link I'm gonna put up on the screen. The last video we ended with the morning call. So this guy's then the other guy, different number from the one that was on WhatsApp. They call me, they give me a call, they confirm my details, my ID number, my cell phone number, my address, even my names actually. Then they tell me that they're from the delivery company and they're going to be the ones to transport the eggs, from the boxes of eggs from the location, whatever location they're at, because they didn't specify, because the address that they had was 53 Swanepoel, I think, somewhere in Bloemfontein. And I even asked on our chat, since this thing is saying you guys are in Bloemfontein, how are you going to get the eggs here? And I mean, it's very far. The delivery will cost a lot, and they say they transport all over South Africa. So they you would think they're a big company. They franchised in different places. They are franchised in different locations. I never asked the location, which is another blunder, because I think if I asked that time their location, they probably were going to refuse to tell me their exact location, somewhere here in Johannesburg. So yeah, that was going to be another hint for it. These people are actually scammers, not your real farmers. So they confirmed my details and they told me to make this payment. So I on the day this thing, they say there's an email we sent you. Did you see the email? I say I didn't receive any email. So I had to go back to my emails and check. There was no email. And then the guy's like, okay, I'll just send the email right now. So they send me the email that has the insurance details and stuff, and the fact that it is written that I have to pay 196 rand, and after paying this 196 rand, they're going to then make the delivery. This guy tells me that I have to make a payment of 200 rand, and then I tell him, at this point I'm just thinking, maybe I'm being scammed. These people, I don't know why. There's always that voice that tells you what's actually going on, and you just choose to ignore it because of whatever is in your head. And at that time, that whatever that was in my head was bigger than my other senses, what my other senses could deal with. Because at this point, I'm feeling all sort of things, but I'm still going ahead with this payment. And then I asked the guy, How do I make the payment? They tell me I have to make it the same way I did initially, which is a cash send, and I'm just like, I don't have the money. I have 550 rand, and you guys need four. Or you're gonna give me back the money when you get here. How about I just give you I think it's 6 rand, because they told me to pay 200 rand and they're gonna give me back 196 rand upon delivery. And then I'm like, but I don't have that money, and we never spoke about that. You guys never told me that. You were supposed to tell me that initially before making a payment. It's like how you order from Shein, and when your things are here in South Africa, then I told you have to pay a certain amount before your things can be delivered. And when you're ordering, of course, that they say free delivery if you have exceeded a certain amount without you knowing. And I feel like those things are things that should be put out there so that people know the exact amount they are supposed to spend on things. It's wrong to have an assumption that because someone stays in a specific place, or because someone is making a purchase, they already know that such things exist. And mind you, this is my first time buying from a farmer. I don't know how farmers work, so at this point anything goes. Whatever they tell me, that's how it works. And I wouldn't blame it on where I'm from, or where I currently am, or the type of businesses that I've been involved in, or the type of business that people around me are involved in. I'll totally blame it on my lack of research. I was supposed to do enough research, compare information to come up with the solid, thing to know what exactly to do and how to do it. But I guess my research skills are still a little bit lacking, or at that time were a little bit lacking, because afterwards, it's funny how afterwards I conducted research, which is something that I was supposed to start with, and then I did it at the end. However, let's continue with the story. So yeah, I then tell the person that I don't have 200 rand. They're like, so then we're not gonna make the delivery if you don't pay the 200 rand. Then I'm like, okay, fine. Then I do the cash, then I send the money. And the next thing, they don't do the delivery. I contact them the following day, they don't. And with day after that one, they don't. And at this point, I'm just like, guys, I got scammed, and I could tell I was being scammed, but I don't know whether I was just being stubborn, ignoring my gut feeling. Maybe another thing that made me very stubborn about it was because last year, December, I think that's when I started seeing this thing of wanting to sell eggs. And because I thought it was a business that was going to work better than the delectables, the wraps that I was selling. And I was singing this for a long time, And I even contacted my dad and asked him for a place. Then I contacted my aunt, asked her for a place. I contacted other relatives, that stay in Joburg, that I know are going to be able to pinpoint me to places. And they kept on telling me that they don't really know exactly, and they know people actually do sell those eggs, but then those people are not willing to tell them where they get. And I don't understand this concept of people fearing competition, and I don't understand why people steal other people's customers, if you think about it, when they start their businesses. But after being advised by that particular person with these customers to actually get this here, because I think we should work together towards doing businesses, or towards working and having and earning ends meet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So shouldn't be that thing of, if I'm opening this door, I'm closing it, and the next person can't enter unless if they find ways to open it themselves. Even though I know how to open it, but I'm not going to tell them, because I don't want them to know, because I want to be successful and I want to be the only successful person. I'm just like, this is so strange. However, it's something that I think a lot of people that knew where the eggs were stocked in person were not willing to share the information. They're not willing to share the information. As a result, I had to go online and search for myself and end up being scammed, which was very unfortunate. I think to a certain extent it didn't hurt as much, because the money wasn't, it was money, but it wasn't more than 1,000 rand. I didn't stock a lot. I was just like, I'm giving this thing a try, so I'm not going to stock a lot. That was the disadvantage of it. I didn't stock a lot of boxes of eggs. I stocked few, and even when I was paying that 200 rand, I already had the feeling that I was being scammed. So it's almost like I had made peace with me being scammed before completing the last transaction. Yeah, for people who stay in Bloemfontein, I'm still gonna try and find a supplier. I'm still looking for a supplier. I haven't found a supplier, but I'm not gonna give up on the plan, or on the idea of selling eggs, because I was scammed. I'm just going to be extra careful now, which brings me to the story of the second farm that I was in contact with. I got it online also. The second farm that I was in contact with, the person, this time around, I asked the person where, because they said delivery fee is 100 rand, and then they gave me an invoice that actually has banking details on it. However, when I asked them where they are located, they didn't want to tell me, and I'm just like, okay, why aren't you telling me where you're located? Because I could possibly want to come and see for myself before I make a decision. Before I commit to anything. So it was just the thing of I'm letting this go. I'm letting this go because it seems it's not really working. It's not really going the way I want it to go now. And you know, funny thing is, even with other people that I told, like my other friends, when I told them I got scammed and this is what happened, they're just like, sorry, you know, they went like, I'm gonna help you find the supply. And it's like, so people don't know who sell eggs. People who are supplying people with eggs. I mean, where are people buying? Where are people stocking eggs? Because there are people who are selling them. Like, why aren't people sharing information? You know, because then we just roaming around without enough information. However, for me, ways of making money, people prefer making money online by, I don't know, by doing all sorts of different things and venturing in all sorts of businesses, you know, online. But I prefer seeing what I'm selling and, you know, giving it to someone and then getting my money. I prefer that sort of business. I don't like doing services for people because I'm good at stuff. I'm really skilled at certain things like sewing, you know. I could do that. I actually have a friend who's in KZN, UKZN doing medicine, who actually does that as a side hustle. They don't make the scrubs, but they adjust the scrubs to make them fit better. So they do that as a side hustle, you know. I could do that, but I don't like that. I don't like doing services for people. I like the exchange of money, like giving you something and then you give me something. The service part is a bit, you know. So yeah, that's how I got scammed. That's my story. And for those who didn't see the first video, please go watch this first video so that you know where this started and how we got to this place. But I guess lesson learned was don't trust everything online. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's legit. And double check things. Do check the reviews. But with the reviews, with the second company that I got, they had good reviews. They still do if you search it. I think it's Sabelo Farm. But yeah, they have good reviews. But that company is also not legit because they failed to answer a simple question: where they located. They started advising me. And I mean, if you are really in the in the business, you care for your customers and you want to keep your customers. So there's some sort of customer adequate, like it's, you know, they ask if you really want to come, why are you inquiring about this and stuff like that. They engage with you, and those ones are not really willing to engage with me. And also, if you want to buy something from someone, like you got a contact and then you got contact with, you are in contact with the person and they are giving you an attitude like it's like they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to give you enough information. When you ask for clarity, just repeat what they said initially, then that person is really a scammer. And there's so many articles that I saw online that are written about farm scammers, and right now that is problematic because a lot of farmers do business online, and now that online platform has, they like the scammers found a loophole, or they're now using that online platform to scam other people, which is problematic because now how are we going to buy from farmers, unless if there's someone who's going to be like, no, this farm is legit, I've bought from it, then again you trust that thing, which is something that I also appreciate. That I don't know his real name, but he acts as James on Mubango. That man made a video where he was recommending a certain perfume by a certain guy in Durban, and the person does their business online veil. So if you're going to buy something, you're going to have to pay for it online, and then they then process the delivering. And I like things like that, giving reviews like that. But then I mean, we don't really know everyone out there. So even if you're giving a review online about something, how to what extent can we really trust you? If, yeah, it's a bit tricky. But yeah, that's what happened, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in to see and supporting Pod TV. Pod TV is my baby, like my firstborn. I love Pod TV, and I'm really trying to make it work, to make it grow, and the dream is for to reach as many young people as there are to reach, that have something to share, and to give everyone a platform where they're not judged. I hope I'm not judging anyone, and if it ever appears that I am judging someone, please call it out, because I'm also human and I want to be corrected in a nice way, obviously. And also, with my guests that always come, I appreciate the fact that they avail themselves, and I also appreciate the fact that you guys make time to come and watch. So yeah, let's keep on showing the love to this baby of mine up until the baby's no longer a baby anymore. Like South Africa's freedom. Anyway, thank you. Bye.